Hi everybody, so this is just my quick bandit trick setup guide, mostly for our friends, but if you're a random viewer, I hope you can learn something too. This is nowhere I'm really recommending this is like the best setup, but if you like bandit tricking, it's just a quick guide to help you, work on the setup if you have some friends that can help you. So, before we get into it, the ops I like to bring for this are obviously bandit, to hold this wall, but I really like mute on this site. The stairs are like really obvious, ways to mute, and it just helps a lot for like the just drone all here and everything. Also, you'll notice the shotgun's gonna be really important for all the shit we're gonna have to be popping. So let's just get into it. So as bandit, when you're holding this wall, you have, well, first, the reason you should bandit, this is like one of the only walls in pro that I still see bandit trick, because if they get into the site, they can smoke plant, they can have stairs control. If they have stairs control, garage control, it's really hard to take over. So this is one of the few sites that you need to prevent this wall being taken at all costs. If you do, it'll help you lawn the game. So let's just get into it, how to defend this. So as bandit, you have 4 things to worry about: below, garage, this window, and stairs. You also have the other side, but usually your team should be having that. So you really don't have to worry about below on this site, unlike most sites, and we'll get into that later. But we'll talk about how your teammate can defend each area, and how you should tell them to set up, or how they can, how you can set up better for your bandit or whoever. So first things first, before you obviously want to reinforce, before you even do that, you want to shotgun some holes in here. Doesn't matter really how well it's done. This does 2 things. One, if Maverick tries to make this a whole soft wall, he can't do it because these holes really mess him up. And 2, when he's making the holes, you actually can cheese him and shoot him through it because he won't expect him to be there. But obviously, this also does another thing, which is Bandit can hear better when he's tricking because of these holes. It'll remove some of the sound. So if you got time as a mute, or whoever the shotgunner is, make sure to put the holes in there. So let's talk about defending cool. Or let's do the internal site first. So in between site, there's 2 things you want to do. 2 steps you want to make. For one, the shotgunner should make the rotation maker should make holes right here. One, he can vault through on this. It's a one-way vault. If you can actually sprint for some gunner, I can't do it right now, but you can actually sprint here if you make it cleaner. You can sprint through here and make a one-way rotation that they can't get through, which is really nice because this side is usually harder to attack. But 2, when he's up here, he can cover servers. He can see for if they did get control of that the stairs area, and he can if you shotgun here as well. You actually can control this window as well, which is a big deal. So always shotgun these out. You can make full rotation if you want to, but I find it better to just make these head height holes to cover the site. Obviously, you want to reinforce this right here. You can use a bandit or a mute right here if you'd like to cover this. It's a pretty important one, but not so important that you need to waste it. But if you have extra utility, you might as well. And mute this, or do this as well. This is just the one way so they can't get in, free from the other side. I also recommend you shotgun the tag. Not super important, but if you're a lurker or you find yourself pushed from one side, you can drop in and make a rotation all the way around. There's really no point not to do that. And stairs. So always reinforce the middle. This way, the guy playing stairs can cover and shotgun rotation after you. And you get better at making rotations. But this way, the guy playing stairs can cover here with some cover, make it head out so you can actually see, make a full rotation to actually get through. You would also like to reinforce this, but you don't actually have another reinforcement. We used 4 earlier, and I'll show you why we did that. So yeah, it's mostly the internal reinforcements. I guess since we're here, we'll just talk about how you play stairs. So if you have mute, which you should either put a mute jammer here. Covers the entrance and stairs completely, or you can put it here. I like this one better as the mute is more protected, but it does give him a little more of a way to get around. So, but I just like there more. And then you can also, if you have a spare one, put one right here for the dronal. This dronal is really important for multiple reasons. One, Obviously, you prevent any info from getting out so they can't get your bandit. But they also can't get Twitch drones in here to harass your bandit while doing it too. There's another thing about Zofia we'll get into later. But so when you're playing stairs, you can either hold it from here, which is, you know, this is my default angle. I like this. It's much harder for them to take the gunfight. You can play on so many different angles. You can even wait for them to push up and catch them by this way. You can also, because this is bulletproof, you can also jiggle peek right here. Very nice one. Catch him rotating in blue, or you can, if you want a wide peek all the way down to the entrance of garage you came to. One reason why you don't have to worry about Below's bandit is because if you saw where I shotgun here, this is where the bandit will be playing, and it's right in the open for any Buck or Ash or Zofia to be playing right there. So if the guy on stairs does hear him, you can just go for a push or go for a C4 or a smoke from a very safe angle. Obviously, don't make your C4 that shit, but you get the point. Or you can just wide peek it and push on the stairs. Let's see who plays stairs. Let's talk about garage next. So I took the liberty of reinforcing garage already, just because I didn't want to stand. But if you want to reinforce this, so just so that they spend some extra equipment getting into garage to push it. Otherwise, they only have realistically one way to push it from the garage door, or I guess from the entrance to the stock area. But yeah, you definitely want to make them waste equipment to get in there. And then the guy playing bar can do one of two things. Or playing garage can do one of two things. One, reinforce here, and then shotgun either high, right here to make holes, so the guy here can play it. Or you can also shotgun low to make rotational if someone does want to play inside the actual garage. I recommend if they are playing in here, you have a mute jammer right here, or here, or even on the stairs. But if you put it right there, do know they can just throw it like all the way over here. Also, when you're defending, watch out over here. This is a pretty common drone hole. Drone, like where people put their drones when the round's starting, or up here, pretty common. The guy in garage can do multiple things. If you would like to push all the way over here, you can, and if you do, I would recommend, if you have time, to shotgun out this top area. So this lets you, if the guy on garage would like to push in deep, he can get a good angle in the stock, and he can even cheese him going into stairs over here. So we're going to always shotgun that out. Again, the guy on garage has many choke play. He can play in any of these areas. I can't ping multiple times over there, and yeah, if you want to, you can just play safe. You can just play in the site. Now this window is probably the bane of bandit tricking on this map. When you're bandit tricking right here, you have to deal with just throwing grenades at the window. If you have Jaeger or Mai, it's a good idea to set up 2 to 3 right here. I always recommend that. This way they can't nade you out. But it's kind of hard to defend this window, but if you have a lurk player, you can run out from any of these 3 windows. And it's usually, if you're a lurk player, I recommend you play in near here, just so you can delay him from pushing into gym. So you can also run out from here. I'll just show you as an example. You can also pop the hatch right here if you'd like. Just say if you're playing up here, you have a nice exit into the main area. Into the pool table. So pop it right here. You get a free angle. Like, this guy should not. I mean, you do have to watch out for claymores and nomads. So do be careful for that. This is also another possible run out when you drop hatch. It takes a little bit while, but you can see up there and catch anyone on the lapels or anything, but I recommend you don't do this one very often and just save this for the spawn peak. You know the one. Let's go back up. Have I missed anything? I definitely have. But, yeah, what else we got? We talked about playing this, we talked about this, garage, that window, how to deal with it. Now is like when you're bandit tricking and you have a thing there, eventually they'll get through most of the time, just due to how powerful Ace and Thatcher is. You have 2 options. One, you can the default is really just run back here. Pretty safe angle. They can't get you. Oh shit! Sorry, I forgot to mention. So when you're playing bandit, always reinforce this, and then if you want vision or be able to rotate, just pop 2. This, because Zofia can actually shoot right here, this prevents Bandit from tricking. Like when he goes to put it down, Zofia can interrupt him. If he's in an animation like that. If you have this barricade like this, you can't actually pop through it, and you can just leave through whenever you need to. Or you can still vision the stairs when the guy if this guy dies, if you need to. So when you're Bandit tricking, just be wary and get ready to pop through here if you need to. You can also go to garage. I recommend you don't do this because you have to cross the window. But if you know the habit, it's not a bad idea. One thing you can also do is you can shotgun if you shotgun below like this, or just know where they are, you can run as Bandit because you generally will have nitro. You can run here and there's nitro up there, or the guy on the stairs can do that. Alright, so that's like for the site. Let's go talk about like what your other players or lurks can do. So if you're lurking, or if the guy in wherever, like you have garage control, or whatever. This is like the most common spawn peek, or not spawn peek, run out, is you can just shoot anyone up here. This is like very expected though, so I would expect a Claymore or a Nomad right there, so make sure to nade it or C4 it before you push out, or just check very quickly. But I recommend you don't do this too often, you'll probably die, or try to bait out Claymores or Nomads. I'm sure you can actually bait out Nomads, but yeah. You can also... The guy here can also run out from this window. Doesn't give you too much information if they're on top, but a lot of people are repelling right here to get the head-eye angle while pushing over. So you can do that pretty easy. If you have a C4, you can also throw one up there. Personally, if I have a C4, I always like pushing through stock. Stock is really good for is you can actually throw your C4 without leaving or like leaving. So you just throw it up there and bam, there. Like you hit anyone in the middle there. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this site. If you have any more tips or tricks, feel free to leave in the comments. If you have any suggestions, I'll probably make a couple more videos. I think one for downstairs chalet, but one for I think I'll make one for consulate downstairs, even though that is pretty much unbanned critical in my opinion. But you can always try. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.